boy. What, you guys are crazy. Stop it. Stop being so crazy. I can't handle that. So on today's episode of What Did Kira Waste Money On This Week? Oh, it's exquisite. So hello, we're back with another video, and I'm really excited for this one because at this point in time, I've already done the illustration and I like how it came out. That doesn't happen every day. Like, whoa. I like my own art. That's crazy. Ooh. Would we slide into some kind of side dimension here? That doesn't happen very often. So I'm gonna try not to make an intro that's like super duper long because I know I do that. I like doing that. Listen, I like memes. So first today, I just want to go over like the runners up to the piece that I chose. It's not really a contest or anything. It wasn't randomly generated. I did choose it myself. I chose whatever one I was the most drawn to. So I kind of narrowed it down to 10, and then I narrowed it down to 5, and then I just chose the one that I wanted to do the most. I just want to let all of you know that I got so many submissions, like probably over 100. It was a lot to choose from. You guys made this a very difficult decision because you're all like such wonderful artists. Like, ooh, I have so many opportunities to draw something really interesting. I kind of ended up with something like more indulgent and very me, but listen, I don't get to draw stuff like this every day. The kind of clients I get most of the time want me to draw anime fan art. I'm just gonna get my trusty rectangle here and we're gonna go over some of these runners up. So these are in no particular order, but number 10 from Tumblr was from a user called Mythos of Nerd. I'm gonna have the drawings up beside me. I really liked this one. It was super pretty. I love the colors. I was like kind of tempted to do this one just because I like drawing little ghosts. It was like very cute. This next one is just the kind of crazy I like. It's from a user on Tumblr called Cyanide Rooftops. I love it. It's like a really cool creature design. I love the colors. It's extremely spoopy. So the next one is from Tyson for Free on Instagram. They did a really cool drawing of Shigaraki from My Hero Academia. This drawing is so cool. I love the composition and the concept behind it. Really awesome job here. This next one is also from Instagram. It's from a user called Ollie's Art Horde. This one's just a really cool classic illustration. I'm not sure if this was acrylic or oils, but I really love it. Really cool concept. I love the colors and everything. The next one, also from Instagram, is a user called Apprehensive Peace. They submitted their OC Bianca, or that's what it says on the thing. I'm pretty sure that's probably their name. I really like the design of this OC. I really like all of the colors working together, and the hair is so pretty. I was really tempted to do it, but again, I didn't want to focus so much on like OCs. This isn't supposed to really be like a free commission or anything. I really just wanted people to submit art that they've done that I can reimagine. A lot of people ended up submitting reference sheets or just quick sketches of their character, and I didn't end up picking stuff like that because I wanted something that had some color and some concept behind it to sort of take and reimagine. So sort of in line with what I just said. This is by a user called Weirdo Does Art on Instagram, and they submitted a drawing of their OC. Again, really cool OC. I love the design and the colors. It's awesome. Would have been really cool to draw, but again, I didn't want to just draw an OC for this. So even though I really do like this OC and I like the drawing, the pose, it's pretty cool, I kind of wanted something a little bit higher concept to work with. This next user is called Allstar AV. Their drawings were really cool, very like good concept behind them. I loved the colors. I especially love this one of the girl sitting in front of the window. It gives me really big Tangled vibes. I love the hair and everything. So I wanted to kind of focus on a drawing that I was like confident that I could like expand upon, because so many of these illustrations, it's like they're awesome, like the way they are. I can't really do anything else with them. They're great. Alright, this next user is called Time Draws, also on Instagram. Same thing with them. I love their art so much. They do gorgeous traditional pieces. I don't know what kind of paint they use. It looks like it might be gouache or a mixture of different things. It's just beautiful, and I was really drawn to their work, but again, like their style is very iconic. Super beautiful. I especially love this illustration of, it looks like sort of a warrior character with red hair and an owl. Again, I couldn't bring anything else to a piece like that. It's already perfect the way it is. All right, now we're gonna kind of get to our final two, and this is where the decision was really hard for me because I was definitely drawn more to one of these pieces than the other, but I also had a lot of ideas for both of them. So this next one is by Stephanie Haas on Instagram under the name Visual Craft Design. This illustration is extremely cool. I just like took a while to stare at it because I was just like, whoa, there's so much going on, there's so much happening, so much detail, and the rendering is exquisite. I can't imagine how much time this took to draw. I mean, it's a really cool character. I think it was something sort of D&D related, I'm not exactly sure, and that's kind of the reason I didn't end up choosing it, because it's already so great, so awesome. I probably could have kind of taken it a little bit further just in my style and like rendered it, but it would have been basically the same piece that they did, just a really awesome concept, well rendered, you know, like it's another piece that I couldn't really expand upon or add to. Already so awesome, so really great job on this piece. And now, the moment of truth. The moment you've all been waiting for. I don't know if I'm gonna actually show the thing in the thumbnail, so maybe you've kind of seen what this is gonna be, but the piece that I ended up choosing is by a user on Instagram called Crescent Moon Rabbit. Whenever I saw this piece, I was just immediately drawn to it for some reason. I don't know, I just started getting ideas about how I would recreate it and how I would do it, and I just really liked the colors. I like the cute design of the character, and the frog is adorable. I think this piece is just really cute and simple, and it has a really awesome concept behind it. I love how they executed it traditionally. They even gave me sort of like a couple of process pieces so that I could see like the execution of this piece that they did. You guys are gonna see how I expanded upon it. It's definitely different just because it's digital. I showed more of the character. That's sort of the direction I took it in so that I could expand upon it. I'm sure it's gonna remind you of pieces that other artists have done and sort of that style of drawing like a cute girl in a cute environment. But again, I don't get to do that a whole lot, you know? I hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna just get right into the video. Again, thank you so much to everyone who submitted. If your piece didn't get chosen, please don't worry. If you want to, you can head over to my Instagram and follow me there. I do pretty regular giveaways on my Instagram as I hit milestones and just kind of whenever I feel like it. If that doesn't work for you, I also am planning on doing another one of these redraws, exact same format, whenever I hit my next milestone. Thank you so much to everyone who submitted. I had so much fun looking at everyone's art, and we're gonna get right into it. I'm gonna have a voiceover explaining my process. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoy. Okay, so I'm going to start out with talking about the changes that I did make to the piece. Whenever I was brainstorming what I wanted to do with this piece, I only really had vague impressions in my head, but it actually ended up looking pretty darn close to what I imagined in the end. The first thing I knew I wanted to do differently was to show a little bit more of the character. Specifically, I wanted the viewer to be able to see underwater, so I could add some fish, vegetation, and particles since I thought that would be fun. I considered taking this piece in a darker direction by having the girl's body underwater be a mermaid or completely made up of frogs or something, but again, I wanted to draw something kind of indulgent and pretty, so I ended up keeping it simple. Those other ideas are probably for another day. I also wanted the golden ring behind the character to be a focal point in my composition. I don't always focus enough on technical composition in my pieces since I normally have so much else to worry about. So in this piece, I added the moon behind her and the separation of the water to aid the composition and help guide the eye. I also, of course, ended up adding a casual, nondescript underwater outfit to the character. It kind of reminds me of Water Tribe undergarments from Avatar, but I think the look works for her. I also really love how friendly and adorable the frog looks in Crescent Moon's original piece. Mine sort of ended up looking scary, unfortunately, but that wasn't actually intentional. I just can't draw frogs right, apparently. The main things I wanted to stay the same were the general look and design of the character, the frog of course, the environment, and the circular composition of the piece, since those were the major things that attracted me to the piece in the first place. So now onto the process of this piece. Normally I tend to begin with inks, even if I intend for the piece to eventually become more painterly, but in this one I decided to experiment a bit, instead going straight from sketching to painting. I think I got a lot of good experience and practice with this piece since painting this way is really rare for me. For some reason it definitely wasn't as intimidating as it usually is, maybe because I didn't overcomplicate it and I knew what direction I wanted to go in. I feel like knowing when to stop with a piece like this can be really hard, so it's good practice to stop before fully rendering sometimes, even if there's a few unfinished looking spots that bother you. I could have definitely gone in and rendered every leaf or made the water look more realistic, but I think it would have ultimately made the piece look too busy. With the way I finished it, your eyes don't stray too far from the detailed areas, and I think that works for this particular drawing. In the future, I can kind of go in and figure out which areas I need to render more, and which areas I can leave with minimal brush strokes. I really enjoyed drawing the girl's face in this one too. Human faces are one of the few things that I have a decent amount of experience painting, and on this one I had a lot of fun. Especially around the nose. I studied painting noses a lot at one point, and I've just found them really fun to draw ever since. I think the style of her face is kind of far from my usual art style, but I still really like how it looks. I especially had fun messing around and painting the highlights on her face and her hair. The water was definitely an interesting part of this illustration to tackle, but I ended up really liking how it looked in the end. I think one of the trickiest parts of underwater scenes is making things look like they're underwater, and have a sort of soft-edged, blurred look to them. I think I achieved that pretty well, but I also definitely could have pushed it a bit further. I think I learned a lot about restraint when working on this piece, when to add detail and when not to. I think now that I can look at the finished product, I can clearly see when adding a bit more detail could have really helped in a few places that look too finished. I think concept artists like Ross Draws do an excellent job of balancing this out in their work. It guides the viewer's eye very well and doesn't exhaust you while you're looking at a drawing. I've always heard, as you gain more experience as an artist, you won't need to use as many brush strokes, and you'll be able to communicate similar ideas with more minimal brush strokes and shapes. I could keep on babbling, but ultimately, I had a lot of fun working on this piece. I think it took me out of my comfort zone a bit and allowed me to experiment with concepts and colors that I wouldn't normally use. It also only took me 4 hours, which was a really short amount of time for this sort of work, so I think I'll try doing this a bit more in the future. I'm really satisfied with the end product, and I had a lot of fun working on an illustration that wasn't client work and just got to be an illustration. I'll definitely do more redraws in the future, because while I'm sure it's nice for you guys to have your art reimagined in my style, it also helps me to have a really visual prompt to expand on and challenge myself to draw something a bit out of my comfort zone. It really helps to get those creative juices flowing. That's pretty much all my thoughts on this process. If you have any questions I didn't cover, please let me know in the comment section down below. For the rest of the process, I'm going to let the music play and I'll try and back in at the end of the video. thank you so much for watching to the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed the illustration. Very surprised with how it came out myself, very pleased with how it came out, just because I don't always draw with just going in straight digital painting. I usually use line art, and it really only took me about 4 hours, which is so rare for an illustration of mine to take that short amount of time. Like, you guys might be thinking that's long, and it might be long for you, but for me, most of my illustrations that are sort of bigger and well rendered take 10+ hours. I am very slow. Thank you guys so much all for submitting, for watching, for helping us to hit 10K. That is incredible. That is a wonderful milestone. I never expected that to really happen. So thank you all so much for your support watching my videos, sticking around on this art journey in this community. Leave a comment down below telling me what you think of the piece. Just say hello, check in. I love talking to you guys, and I try to reply to every comment that I receive. So much for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, so that we can continue to grow, and I can continue to engage with you guys, my community. See you guys next Monday in my next video. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.